Hey, I'm Linda. I'm an engineer turned organic farmer, and I am outstanding in my field. Literally, there I am. But I do love those fields and what they give me, and that is the sweetest little bites of sunshine called sun sugar cherry tomatoes. I got a few samples if you want to try them. And you can imagine when I got a chance to sell to Kroger that I hated to package my chemical-free produce in plastic clamshells. And at the time, over a decade ago, there weren't other options to avoid the problem. And now billions of clamshells end up in landfills each year. Even though they're number ones like water bottles, they're too hard to sort because of their shapes, densities, and adhesives. And so only about 11% of recycling centers even take them. Now, when I couldn't find an alternative, I designed one called the Sustainable Produce Container, SPC. It's made out of easy-to-recycle paperboard by companies here in the US of A. The craft material is even certified home compostable. Another advantage SPCs offer are low minimums for customizing, so there's more room for marketing possibilities. Order a pallet and for a few cents more, get single or full color printing. Even a $60 stamp gives a small grower a great look. And since the SPC ships flat with no glue, it's the most cost competitive of retail store options, period. Let me show you. It's like being back in Detroit here, all right. To buy one plastic pint clamshell with no label, a case of 480 will cost you 16 cents a piece. A compostable one is twice as much, but keep it cool, it warps above 110. ReadyCycle is a glued cardboard clamshell that's 31 cents, but to custom print one or two colors, you have to buy a whole tractor trailer load, and the price goes to 50 cents. All right, you've seen the top seal, or the top seals in the store. Well, they're 30 cents a piece, but you can't just buy a case. You got to buy 250,000 of them, and you need a $750,000 sealing machine. Finally, there's our case of SPC pints, and I've got a sample up here. Is just 20 cents a container. If you need millions, I'll drop the price to a dime. Now, they do ship flat, so you do have to assemble. For our larger growers who need to fold millions, this click lock machine is a mere $55,000. For mid-sized growers, we came up with our FoldBot folding robot through a collaboration with UC, and that's the other part of my team is the engineer who designed it, and it's only $2,500. And for hand folding, we've created a low-cost jig. But how does the SPC perform compared to plastic from the farm to the recycling bin? Well, consider Bow Hill Blueberries Farm. They did pay 4 cents more for the SPC, and they do have to assemble it, but they got a FoldBot. They were able to market themselves on the whole box versus a tiny sticker. They liked that the unassembled containers took up less space and that they worked fine in their fill lines that formerly held plastic clamshells. Now the boxes do get a little soft in cold storage, but the SPC anchor lock is stronger than a plastic clamshell one. Now at the grocery store, the berries are not as visible, but a customer can unlock the box and take a look. Also, these SPCs are better for produce like mushrooms because they don't get, wait for it, clammy. And paper has a better recycling rate than plastic. And thanks to a compost study at OSU, they included our SPCs, and we have proof now that they biodegrade in less than a month versus centuries for plastic. So we've sold over, sold over 4 million of these SPCs since 2020, and they're used for everything from berries to tomatoes, mushrooms to microgreens. CSAs love them, and our sales are estimated to be about 180,000 for this year. The business was growing pretty well, but then our largest customer closed, and we're trying to build that back up. Half of our sales comes from distributors. The other half comes from all-size growers finding my websites. Both of these sales channels are fed by typical sales activity, by exhibiting and presenting at ag shows, and industry articles. And finally, some of the EPR laws that are coming up may force companies to consider our packaging and increase our business. But how can we grow more now? Well, if you have any connections to large growers or grocery store execs here in Michigan or Ohio, let's have some intros. I mean, these two farms here are still packing in plastic. Or you can help us financially by sponsoring a geofence ad campaign. I have not traveled to the bigger ag shows just because of the booth costs alone, But geofence ad campaigns are only $1,250 a show, and they put digital ads in front of the show attendees. Plus, civilly develops into a custom printed SPC like this. Not only will you have the personal satisfaction of helping stop plastic waste, I'll get your name on the box somewhere if you want.